Hey everyone, welcome back with Beano Mac, and today I will rank my top 10 personal favorite WCW NWO Revenge finishers. Now, even though there are some finishers like submissions that are technically special moves, I'm only going with ones that require you to be in the special status. Also, I'm excluding the fictional wrestlers based off of Japanese wrestlers, since I do plan on doing a VPW2 and maybe a VPW 64 finisher rankings videos, and may include the official wrestlers in those videos. Feel free to share your thoughts and top 10s in the comments below. Starting off with number 10 is the man called Bill Goldberg with his Jackhammer finisher. This one does an amazing job of showing off Aki's skill when it comes to replicating moves perfectly. The forceful thrust, the stalling, and hard-hitting impact really sell this one for me. The fact it's a pinning combination is accurate, but the slowness is also why it's at the bottom of this list. Due to Revenge's pinning mechanics, this move may make you look like a chump after the opponent kicks out of it 2 times. Although it does have the benefit of not being able to be broken up, so it's kind of a broken move as well too. I don't know, I guess I'm mixed on this one. Number 9 is the Scorpion Death Drop, a quick, efficient, and cool maneuver by the Icon Sting. It's not bad, but I think overall, there are just other ones in this title that I think are cooler. And that's all I can really say about this one. My number 8 pick goes to the Outsider with his Outsider's Edge. It took 3 games in the Aki series, but we finally have a proper Outsider's Edge for the bad guy. We get a cool taunt before Scott lifts his opponent up for the drop. I remember people used to get really annoyed when I mistakenly referred to this move as the Insider's Edge, which is what it's called on the WWF games Aki's would make later on. Gotta love the internet. My next choice is the Diamond Cutter. But which version? The standard front-facing one is good, but boring in comparison to the others included in this title. The top rope variation has got to be the most devastating. But my personal favorite is the pop-up version here. You can do it in the ring or outside the ring in certain areas like Nitro and Super Brawl. The only complaint I have with these Irish Whip rebound finishers is that sadly, you don't ever have the ability to really pull these out of nowhere as an answer to a potential offensive move like you can with catch finishers in the later WWE games by 2K. So that's why it's my number 9. The Jackknife Powerbomb takes the number 6 spot. It was sort of hit or miss on TV for me, but Aki made this move always look destructive for me in these titles. It comes across as the ultimate snap powerbomb where the opponent lands on their neck. I wish we got a taunt beforehand like the Outsider's Edge, but what are you gonna do? Still too sweet. Up next is from the Crippler himself, Chris Benoit. His famous finisher, the Crippler Crossface, is awesome, but part of its greatness was that he could pull it out of nowhere, and that's why I love this Irish Whip special variant. Although due to the same issues I have with the Diamond Cutter, I have to have this move just cracking the top 5. Number 4 goes to Buff Bagwell. He does have some good moves though. His swinging DDT would be used for wrestlers later in the series like the Headbangers and Crash Holly. His Blockbuster though remains undefeated in my opinion. A simple but radical looking attack that lays out the opposition in style. Scott Steiner was an innovator. If you look back at his tenure in WCW, he honestly didn't get enough credit. He was insanely athletic, had one of the greatest physiques in the industry at one point, and came up with some of the craziest wrestling moves that still somehow look believable. The Frankensteiner is amazing for a man of his size, but for my number 3 pick, I have to go with the Steiner screwdriver. This legitimately looks like it could easily kill someone, which fits the big bad booty daddy since he was so unpredictable you didn't know if he was actually going to do it one of these times, especially if he got in the ring with that bald bastard Hulk Hogan. Speaking of the Frankensteiner, my number 2 is a version of that by another wrestler. The Ultimo Dragon has the worst front special in any game with his running powerbomb, but his actual finisher, the Dragon Steiner, is one of my favorites. I don't know why, but him looking around before doing it kinda cracks me up a little bit. Like something might pop out of nowhere that would prevent him from finishing the move or something. Hurricanranas are devastating, but the Frankensteiner is career-ending. Ultimo Dragon also happens to be one of my favorites to play as in the Aki series, so that's why this one's my number 2 on the list today. Alrighty then, without further ado, my absolute favorite finisher in WCW NWO Revenge would have to be Billy Kidman's. I'll be honest, I don't even know if this has a special name. I can't even find Billy Kidman doing this on YouTube, but my favorite move in the game isn't the Shooting Star Press, but his front special, the Powerbomb transition into the Face Buster. I'm already a fan of the X Factor, so this is essentially the Super X Factor. The reason it tops my list is just because of how cool it looks. I think when we think of being wrestlers in the big stage, we think of everything we would do from entrances to finishers. Well, when I was a kid dreaming about main eventing WrestleMania, this was the move I used to end John Cena's reign of terror on the WWE. So for that reason, I have no real choice but to put the Powerbomb Facebuster as my number 1. That said though, share your own top 10 or favorite revenge finishers in the comments below, and feel free to include the fictional wrestlers too if you'd like. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Ring the bell to be notified of ROM hack reviews, game comparisons, evolution of the series, and more ranking videos, as well as some other interesting topics on Aki videos every Sunday. I play these titles every Saturday if you're interested. Want more wrestling? Check out my Wrestling Wednesday videos where I play non-Aki wrestling games. And finally, check out my non-wrestling Let's Play channel, Beano Max, in the description below if you want to see more playthroughs there. Above all else though, please remember to have a nice day.